Hi, and welcome to this short video where I'm going to show you how you can create a connection with Snowflake. So let's have a look here. We're going to do Salesforce to Snowflake. So in our Salesforce environment, we've actually got a very simple report set up showing account and contact information. And then again, a very simple setup in Snowflake where we've just got account and contact tables. So let's go and have a look at how quick and easy this is to build in CONVAYR. So we move to CONVAYR, we click the plus button, and we're going to take information from our Salesforce report and put it into Snowflake. The next thing CONVAYR is going to do is ask us for the credentials. So we've added our existing credentials. Now let's just choose the report that we want to use that has the data that we want to push into Snowflake and hit apply. Now we put in our Snowflake credentials. Now we decide if we want to use batch processing or not. I'm going to say that we do, and I'm going to set my batch size down to 100 and hit apply. We then need to create a name and description for the connection. So we put in our information here. I've added a couple of tags to make the connections easier to find, and then we click create. Now I'm going to go and do the mapping. We'll start with an account section, and then we can also put our contact section in here as well. And I can move these around to do them in the order that makes sense for this mapping. In this example, I'm going to do the account first. And here I'm going to update existing or create new, where the ID of our target system equals the account ID from our Salesforce report. And if there's multiple, I want to treat this as an error and stop processing completely. Now let's map our fields in here. So we'll just put them all in here, and we've got our account ID, apply a new, we've got name in here, apply a new, and we've got number of employees and number of employees from our source. And we apply that, and there's our mapping. Very simple way to add our mappings into CONVAYR. Now let's look at contact, and we're going to update existing or create new, where the ID equals contact ID. And again, if there's multiple, we're going to treat them as error. And then we map our account reference in here. And we're going to use the previous section reference from the account. And then we just go in here and we map our email. And we map our first name. Last name in here. And then ID like so, and click apply, and that's our mapping done. Now I'm going to put my IDs at the top because I like to arrange my mapping in that way, and it's really as simple as that. Now I have my data that's going to be flowing in or ready to flow in from my Salesforce organization into Snowflake. Once that's done, let's just apply that. Now we go back. And now all I need to do in here is set up my activation. So I can either run that now or I can create a schedule. So I want this to run daily, and I'm going to run it. I'm just going to use the time that's selected here, and I'm going to run it on weekdays only. And I'm going to apply that. And now that's ready to go. So I can see here, it's set on a schedule. And if I click on that icon, I can come back in here and edit my schedule at any time. What I'm also going to do though, is I'm going to go into settings here, and I'm actually going to enable email control. So I want to be able to periodically drive this connection by simply sending in an email command. So I'm going to add that in here. I also want to be able to run this connection Let's set this to maximum of 100 rows here and return the results to email. So I want to be able to run this connection by sending in a file of data as well. So I can apply that in here. And then the last thing I want to do is, again, if I go back to settings, I want to apply an activation block. So I don't want anyone to be able to run this via an email trigger on the weekend. So let's apply that and then come back here. And here we are. So it shows us our next runtime. If at any point I need to change my credentials, I can do that simply by clicking on here, and changing anything that I want to. And I can also come back in here, manage things like notifications in here. So if I want to include my logs when things go wrong, or when we get a run and we get a successful run, if I want to send those logs on, I can do that with notifications. And of course, within my mapping, if I want to add in here any transformations, I can do that clicking this arrow button. If I want to set any criteria, so we do things conditionally in here, whether we're doing something with a section or a field, I can do that as normal using my conditions. And of course, I've got access to all of my other functionality as required. Now, if I go and change anything in either the report or the tables in Snowflake, I can just click refresh schemas up here, come back into the mapping, click refresh schemas, and then I can make whatever changes I need to directly in the mapping and hit apply, and we're all done. And it's as simple as that. Thank you.